everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and I'm here today to give you a little bit of a review on the wig on my head, which is Dolce and Dolce 18-inch by Belle Tress. And I'm also going to do a little comparison of this one with the Dolce and Dolce 23 by Belle Tress. So get ready for that. But before I dive in, I'm just going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. Guess what, you guys? I have been away for the holidays for just over 2 weeks and been living out of a suitcase and like packing all these wigs around with me from place to place to place. But I am finally home in my own house, sleep in my own bed. I have my own things. I'm not living out of a suitcase and it is magical. I don't know if you guys appreciate coming home after a trip like I do, but holy moly, it just feels so nice. As much as I love traveling, there is just nothing like the comfort of your own home. And now that I am home and it's a new year, I just have so many things I want to share with you guys. So let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so here we have Dolce and Dolce 18 by Belle Tress, and we are wearing this in the color Mocha with Cream. So Mocha with Cream is going to be sort of a lighter reddish brown color. It's very warm. And then we're gonna have some more sort of neutral blonde going throughout it. So this is a warm color. And then the roots, they are quite dark. I would say they are almost like a black root. So if you're not into the roots, just be careful with this one because these are quite dark. All right, so this is made with Belle Tress's beautiful, buttery, soft, heat-friendly fibers, just like all of their pieces. I love the feeling of their fibers. I find Belle Tress's heat-friendly fibers are very durable. They seem to last a long time. They don't feel as clumpy. Over time, heat-friendly fibers can start to feel a bit like clumpy and frizzy and fuzzy and just icky. But these ones I find don't get as clumpy as quickly. They're just a little bit more easy to maintain. The great thing also about Belle Tress's wigs is they don't use a lot of permatease. So if you're not one to have like the big voluminous look and you want more of that low profile look happening, Belle Tress is really great for that. They don't use that permatease to give you that extra volume. So Dolce and Dolce 18 does not have any permatease in it, which is so lovely. The only permatease you are going to find is like a soft, subtle layer right here. It's really not much though. Throughout the rest of the wig, there is none. We have about a light to medium density here. So there's not too much hair, but it's not so thin that you're like, where is the hair? So it's about light to medium density, and it's quite a natural density in my opinion. Dolce and Dolce 18 has a temple to temple lace front. So I'll come up close for you guys. I really like how the lace front is not too thick. Sometimes you'll get lace fronts that have too much hair up at the front and it's hard to pull back because it's just so dense, but they did a good job of thinning it out up here at the front, which is nice. It does just go right to your temple. So there is that sort of abrupt stop from lace into your wefting. I have found in the past that sometimes going from lace to the rest of the wig has been really noticeable on some Dolce and Dolces, but this one is pretty good. If you're gonna pull this off your face though, I would always suggest to bring some of the fibers down right at that transition just to conceal that a little bit more. And that's gonna make it look a little bit more natural. And then of course, with this color, Mocha with Cream, Belle Tress has brought the blonde highlights forward to make the knotting a little bit less visible. All right, not only do we have a temple to temple lace front, we also have a monofilament middle part. So it's quite a wide middle part. It's probably right from here to here. So you have all of that space to play with for your parting. So here's what it's gonna look like. Just know that with this color in particular, you're gonna see the grids of the monofilament of that lace there, and you're gonna see kind of where the knots are. If that bothers you, you can always dab a little bit of powdered makeup in there. That's more your skin color, and that will blur the knotting a little bit. So because it does have a bit of a wide center part, you can, let's see, I'm gonna part it as close as I can to the side here. You can almost make it more of a left or a right part. So this is as far to the left as she'll go. If it's not quite as much as you want it left, you can always give a little shuffle to the side there, shift it over, and then you do have a bit of a left part, which is awesome. And then of course you can do it the same on the right side. I like also how on this particular one, the monofilament parting isn't so dense. So there's not too much hair, so you can see scalp. Sometimes part lines can be so dense and then you're just like, where's the scalp? Okay, so here's the right parting as well. So you do have some options with this. I prefer a center part for this one. And the reason I like a center part for this, so which way we're gonna go, is because of these face framing layers that it has here. I just find it frames your face really nicely right in the front there. And because of these face framing layers, I always love this for a good updo. I don't find these to be too long. Sometimes layers in the front are like so long and they just look so floppy. These ones are probably about as long as I would ever want them if I'm doing an updo. But this fits so nicely in a little ponytail or a bun. And these layers in the front make it a little bit more seamless and natural. Okay, let me do a little spinaroo for you so you can see what this looks like in the back. It has lots of really nice layering on here. Of course, this is up to 18 inches long. The layering in here will be anywhere from 12 inches to 18 inches. So it does have lots of really nice layering, making it a little bit more exciting. Now, of course, if you're not into the style of this, like the fact that it's a little bit flippy, these are heat-friendly fibers. So of course you can add heat to this and you could completely straighten this out if you wanted to, or you could even curl it. This would look really cute wavy, I think, as well. So these heat-friendly fibers give you lots of styling options. And if you are going to be styling it with heat, then I do suggest spraying it with water beforehand. It just makes the styling a little bit easier. One thing I do find about Belle Tress is that when I first put their wigs on, they shed. So I have been pulling out some hairs. I have found this with several of Belle Tress's wigs, but after, you know, the first wear and, you know, you comb it through, the shedding stops. It doesn't just keep coming out. But just keep that in mind. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that too with Belle Tress, but that has just been my experience sometimes. I really love Dolce and Dolce 18 as just an everyday look. It's a nice long piece, but it's not too long. It can just be worn so casually and it doesn't feel too overdone. All right, let me give you a peek at the inside of our cap here. It's basically Belle Tress's sort of standard cap that they use for many of their wigs. So we have our open wefting, velvet ear tabs, and a velvet extended nape. So all that velvet makes it a little bit more cozy. They have their pull adjusters as well. And then although Belle Tress does a lot of left parts, like I mentioned earlier, this is a center part. So we do have a nice wide space there, like I was showing you, that can give you some option to style a little bit left or a little bit right. And then of course, here is your temple to temple lace front there. All right, so I did mention I wanted to show you the difference between this one and Dolce and Dolce 23. They sound like the same wig, and I mean, in fact, they are in many ways because the style is similar, but the caps are a little bit different. And of course, Dolce and Dolce 23 is going to be longer because it's 23 inches. So I just showed you Dolce and Dolce 18 with the center part, wefted cap. Those are kind of the standout features. But with Dolce and Dolce 23, we have a full monofilament top, which is exciting. So you can part anywhere on top here. So you can have a deep left part, a deep right part, center part, any part you want on top. Dolce and Dolce 23 is going to give that to you. The rest of the cap is the same though. We have our lace front, temple to temple. We have open wefting, velvet ear tabs, a velvet extended nape, and pull adjusters. Both of these caps are going to fit a little bit bigger than average. I am a petite size. I still wear this though because I love Dolce and Dolce. I've just brought in the adjustable straps, and it fits my circumference just fine, which helps it stay on my head easily. The only thing that I just deal with, which I do often because I don't care too much, but I just deal with the extra bulk in the cap because I do have a petite head and a petite circumference. There's often always bulk in my caps. Of course, I much prefer a petite size, but there are just so many lovely average sized wigs out there that I just wear the average anyways, and I deal with it. Okay, so here's Dolce and Dolce 23. So the main differences, of course, are that Dolce and Dolce has that full monofilament top, so you can have those deep, deep parts if you wanted to. So this is your deep right part. And of course, the other big difference is going to be in the length. So Dolce & Dolce 23 ranges anywhere from 15 inches to 23 inches. So that also means that these layers in the front are going to be longer. They're going to be about 15 inches, whereas on Dolce & Dolce 18, the layers in the front are around 12 inches. So in terms of pulling this one back, Dolce & Dolce 23, I don't like doing it as much because those face framing layers are floppy. They're long and floppy. So this is not one I like to pull back in a ponytail too much because there's just too much. In fact, I've been thinking about actually cutting some shorter layers into this one so I can pull it back more. It just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable when the layers are around this length. Now this one, the density is also about the same. It's about a light to medium density. You are gonna find that the layers are not as evident though, because they're so long. There's just not as much opportunity to show all the flippiness on them, but the layering is still there. It's just longer, which makes it droopier. Whereas Dolce & Dolce 18 has these shorter, more flippy, bouncy layers. So you're gonna find that the layers in Dolce & Dolce 18 are a little bit more evident. In terms of the permatease on Dolce & Dolce 23, there is none. So I did mention how on the 18-inch version, there is a little layer of permatease right around here. But on the 23-inch version, there is no permatease up there because this is a completely hand-tied portion on the top. And whenever you have any hand-tied parts of a wig, they don't put any permatease in there. And then throughout the rest of the cap, you're also not going to find any permatease either. And by the way, I am wearing this in the beautiful winey color called Sangria. It's just this beautiful wine red color, a little bit of burgundy, ruby red. It's just such a stunning color. All right, now I did mention that both the Dolce & Dolce 18 and 23-inch version fit a little bit bigger than average. If you are wanting something that fits maybe a little bit smaller, more average size, Dolce & Dolce 23 also comes in a hand-tied version. So these ones are the wefted caps. The wefting means that the hair is sewn on into rows by a machine, but the hand-tied version is a completely closed cap where each fiber all over the cap is hand sewn onto it, just making the hair move a little bit more naturally. It makes styling a little bit more natural as well. It's also a bit more comfortable, and it will be a little bit smaller fitting in this case. The hand-tied version also has silicone ear tabs on both sides, which is really great for extra security. And it also allows you to add some adhesive on the sides to sort of stick down to you if you want, just to make sure it really doesn't move. But these two just standard versions are really beautiful options. I love the Dolce & Dolces that Belle Tress do, both wefted and the hand-tied versions. Just know that they are heat friendly, so you are going to need to maintain it with heat often, especially with these longer pieces. Although I love these fibers and they are nice and soft and smooth and easy to maintain and last a while, they still tangle and they still get frizzy at the ends. So it's especially true with these long ones. So what you're going to have to do often, I'd say after every wear or every other wear, take something like a blow dryer brush. I prefer a blow dryer brush over a hair straightener for this one. The blow dryer brush allows you to sort of maintain a little bit of this style, to shape it a little bit more as opposed to making it completely stick straight. And what the heat does is it basically like melts the fiber again, because over time after you brush it and comb it through, and when it rubs against your clothing, it gets friction, and the friction makes the ends frizzy and fuzzy. And the heat is going to then melt it and straighten out the frizziness to make it soft and smooth and beautiful again. So you're gonna need heat if you want to maintain your heat-friendly fibers. All right, I'm gonna put on Dolce and Dolce 18 again. It's funny, this one is fresh out of the box, whereas this is my own personal Dolce 23. I haven't adjusted these adjusters, so it just feels so loose in comparison to my 23-inch version. So I definitely would tighten these. But I think that's all I have to share with you about this beautiful wig. It is one that I would recommend. I love it so very much. You can find these at our website at chiquel.com, chiquel.ca if you're in Canada, or chiquel.com.au if you're in Australia. For now though, I'm gonna let you go. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.